Anybody that's been watching the NBA for years knows that the 2016 season is undoubtedly the best season, at least in modern NBA history. In my opinion, the best ever. And we'll do a whole retrospective about it one day, but we wanted to talk specifically about the final day of the regular season this year.
Yeah, the Warriors were gunning for 73 wins, and Kobe Bryant was playing his final ever game.
Before we start talking about the craziest end to an NBA season ever, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any new videos. So we're not going to go super in-depth on the Warriors season, the Lakers season. Like I said, that'll be for another video. But the Warriors, how about this start? 24-0. Not bad.
Can't do much better.
Yeah, really can't do much better. They were 48-4 at the All-Star break, and it seemed inevitable that they were going to get the record, going to get to 73 wins. But they did cool off a little bit.
Well, they had that one game where Dame just completely eviscerated that.
Yeah, outside of the All-Star break, right after he just ate. And near the end of the year, they had some completely surprising losses at home. They lost to the Celtics at home, and then they lost to the 29-win Minnesota Timberwolves in overtime.
Okay, the loss to the Celtics wasn't too shocking because the Celtics were a good team.
They were decent.
Yeah, they were decent, but like that could happen in the NBA. Like a decent team can get a really good team at home every once in a while. The fact that the Wolves went into Golden State and got a win, that was shocking.
Yeah, the 29-win Minnesota Timberwolves somehow found a way to win. So the Warriors needed to basically win their final 3 games. They survived on the road against the Grizzlies. Lance Stevenson tried to win the game, but he got completely shut down.
Typical Lance.
Yeah, exactly. And then their next game, I think a lot of people expect them to lose. It was on the road against the Spurs, and the Spurs had not lost a game at home going into this game.
We expected them to lose. All the Spurs had ever done was win at home that year.
Exactly.
They hadn't lost yet.
But they did get the W, and that set up one final home game against the beaten up Grizzlies.
The Lakers, on the other hand, really the exact opposite. They were god-awful the entire year. The only reason this season is remembered is because in November, Kobe announced that this season was going to be his last. Now, all of a sudden, every game was must-see TV, but it was still bad TV because the Lakers had a 17-65 record that was second worst in the league and their worst in franchise history. And the roster around Kobe would have been pretty decent like 4 years down the road, but it was young Jordan Clarkson, Lou Will, young D'Lo, young Julius Randle, and then just random NBA castoffs like Nick Young, Roy Hibbert, Meta World Peace. Not a recipe for winning.
No, it's a funny-ass roster, and there's some funny-ass stories from this roster because Kobe just kind of just didn't give a shit this year. He's like, whatever, we ain't winning with this team, so I'm just gonna go out there and ball. Somehow, though, they managed to beat the Warriors at home, 112-95, a game that wasn't particularly close, to give the Warriors the 6th loss of the season.
That's just the NBA.
Just happens.
Just stuff like that happens. The Warriors' final game of the year, though, against the Grizzlies at home. They were 3-0 against the Grizzlies going into this game, including a game early in the season where they beat the Grizzlies by 50, 119-69. I mean, that's a score you get when you play your little brother in 2K.
Yeah, that's insane. 69 points. That's all the Grizzlies could get.
In 2016. This ain't 2005.
But like we mentioned earlier, they did play them tough only a week ago. It was a 1-point game, so who knows? Problem is, look at the Grizzlies starting lineup. At point guard, you had Jordan Farmar.
I thought he was in Israel by this point.
He started the year in Israel.
Yeah, that's
Then he
it.
came over because they were so desperate.
That's
you had
it.
Vince Carter, who was still okay, but he was pretty damn old. Matt Barnes was pretty damn old. Zach Randolph was fine. And Chris Anderson, I don't even remember him playing for the Grizzlies.
I don't either. Also pretty damn old.
Yeah, he was.
Whole lineup was pretty damn old.
And on the other hand, you had the Warriors, their typical Steph, Clay, Harrison Barnes, Draymond, Andrew Bogut. The entire roster was ready and set to win 73 games. And there's really not a ton to note from this game. It's more so the entire season from the Warriors. It started close. The Warriors actually didn't start too hot. They only hit one of their first 7 shots. But then Curry hits 3 threes in a row. They lead by 14 at the end of the first. Steph had 20 at the end of the first. And it was basically over at that point.
Yeah, you say it started close. Well, every game starts close. They all started 0-0.
That is true.
So, Warriors are up by 14 after 1, up by 20 at halftime, and they just cruise to their 73rd win.
Yeah, Steph balled out this game. Like I said, he had 20 in the first, had 46 at the end of the game. Steph, he gets a ton of credit, obviously, for the season, but even then, I don't know if he gets enough credit. So we did the video on him earlier and watching this game back. You just look at the highlights. The dude was on a different level this year.
He was on a different level, but him.
True.
The Lakers game, on the other hand, this wasn't a coronation, this was a send-off. And the tickets to this game, look, Lakers tickets are expensive enough as is, but try paying $2,000 for the cheapest seat in the building.
Hey, I don't think anyone who bought tickets to this game is regretting it, though.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
And also, every single damn celebrity was at this game. Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Kanye, David Beckham was there. Of course, Shaq had to make an appearance. George Lopez, Jack Nicholson wasn't going to miss it. Adam Levine, The Weeknd. Everybody had to go to this game in LA.
And due to a Houston Rockets win that happened like just before this game started, the Jazz, they were officially eliminated from playoff contention, so they had nothing to play for. And boy, it showed early because this game started ugly. Like, look, we went back and looked at the highlights to kind of refresh our memory, but I distinctly remember watching this game live and being like, this is bad basketball.
Yeah, Kobe was just hucking up shots, and you can't blame him. It's his final game.
No, I'm totally fine with it, but it was hard to watch.
So he missed his first 5 shots, not looking good at all, but he did pick it up. He had a nice block on Trevor Booker, got his first bucket after that. Then he hit his next 5 shots. So Kobe picked it up a little bit. Still was just taking some crazy ass shots though.
I mean, there's the old saying, you never truly appreciate something until it's gone. Like, he was like, this is the last time y'all are gonna see me on a court taking some terrible mid-range shots. So, drink it in.
Yeah. At the end of the first quarter, the Jazz led 21-19. Kobe played the entire first quarter. And yeah, he had 15 points on 13 shots.
That's classic.
Classic Kobe.
Classic Kobe.
And I love this quote from Mike Tirico in the second quarter.
He might score 40 tonight. He's got 21 points.
Yeah, might score 40.
Yeah,
sure.
No, he'd get to 60.
Let's keep going and let's see how high you can get. The Jazz, though, I mean, they were kind of dominant. I mean, they were the far better team. Like, the Jazz weren't amazing, but they won 39 games compared to the Lakers 15. So they were up by 15 points at halftime. And, like, I was kind of worried, like, is this just going to be an easy Jazz victory where Kobe puts up 40 points on god-awful efficiency?
But going to the fourth, they cut the lead to single digits, and Kobe had 37 points and had already played 30 minutes at the end of the third.
Yeah, but he might get to 40.
He might get to 40, we'll see.
Might get to 40. Fourth quarter, though, Jazz took another 14-point lead. Kobe, he wouldn't let the Lakers out of this game. Hit a 3 to cut it back down to single digits. Hit back-to-back 3s to get him up to 43 points. And this is the point where the crowd really started to get in. And you know what? Credit to the Lakers crowd. They made this game feel like it actually meant something.
Right, like it wasn't a 17-win team playing out there.
Exactly.
The Jazz, though, did regain a double-digit lead, and it really was looking like, okay, this is just going to be like a 15-point loss. You know, we had a little bit of a fun Kobe game, but they're taking the L here. Until he just completely took over.
He turned back the clock.
He absolutely turned back the clock. He got a bucket to cut the lead to 6. The Lakers then forced a turnover. And before we get into these final plays, I have to mention, I know nobody cares. I know the refs don't care, but Julius Randle, some of these illegal screens were absolutely insane.
They weren't illegal screens. They were bear hugs.
Yeah, it was a football block he was doing.
He would have gotten flagged for holding if he was playing football.
69. Offense. He was giving them the business.
But off of those illegal screens, Kobe hits a 3 to cut the lead to 1. They then get a stop, and Kobe, in vintage fashion, hits a pull-up mid-range jumper to give the Lakers the lead. And Staples Center was just going crazy.
This is the only time in my life where I wasn't mad the Lakers were winning. That says a lot. So there's some people out there be like, who the cares? But like, from a Blazer fan who has hated the Lakers my entire life, this was the only time where I was like, you know what? They can have this one.
I don't care if you were the biggest Kobe hate in the world. You had to love this moment because it felt like a movie.
It did feel like a movie.
Going out with 60 points at home, winning the game. Who cares if your team sucks ass? It was beautiful to watch.
I hope he gave that speech in the locker room after the game. Like, guys, I know we were terrible this entire year, but I got mine on the way out. Deuces.
The Lakers end up getting a stop, and Kobe seals the game at the line. Of course, he was getting the loudest MVP chants you'll ever hear. And his final stat line for the game, you'll never see anything like it. 60 points, 22 of 50 shooting, 6 of 21 from 3. He did get 4 assists in the second half.
Oh, whoop-de can do.
In 42 minutes, his old ass logged in 42 minutes. Respect.
It's fucking hysterical stat line. 22 of 50 shooting.
Yes. That's the most shots in the modern era. There's some games where Wilt took more back in the day, but that really doesn't even count. Like, in the modern era, nobody shot more than Kobe this game.
And no one's gonna come close.
And what a way just to end an absolutely iconic season. Usually, like, the last game of the season, it's a whatever. You kind of just watch some teams throwing out some no-namers. But this was an all-time night in the NBA.
Mamba out.
So what is your favorite moment of the 2016 NBA season? If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving a like. And hey, while you're here, check out some of our other content as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.